Thank you very much, Speaker. It's my pleasure to rise today to speak to Bill 105, also known as the Supporting Small Business Act. You know, I really feel that there is something that we can all agree on here, and that's every party in the House will say that they support small business. But what will Bill 105 actually do for the struggling small business owners? You know, the bill proposes to increase the exemption amount from $400,000 to $450,000 for the 2014 to 2018 calendar years, with the amount to be adjusted by inflation, starting in the year 2019. But please excuse the small business owners from my riding of Chatham-Kent Essex, as they're not about to pop any champagne. They're too busy trying to keep the lights on, or keeping up with the mountains of paperwork of new regulations, or struggling to remember all new fees they have to pay thanks to this Liberal government. You know, Chatham-Kent Essex, Speaker, we've lost over 10,000 manufacturing jobs since 2003, coincidentally the same year that this government came into power. Job losses are massive, and it's a massive problem for the people in my community. This single change, while welcome, doesn't go far enough to help the small businesses. What will this bill do to help Mike Lenover of Lenover Meats pay for his skyrocketing hydro bills? Mike's father, Keith, started Lenover Meats in Chatham back in 1938. The local business has weathered many storms. They've stayed profitable through a world war and recessions, but are having a tough time doing business under the Liberal government. Mike's energy bill is almost equal to his payroll. He's now bracing for yet another increase to his hydro rates on November 1st. These increases can be traced back to the Liberals' billion-dollar gas plant scandals, as the Auditor General confirmed that these costs will be added to the ratepayers' already massive hydro bills. From 2011 to 2013, you know, this man in my riding, his business, Lenover Meats, has been paying more than 40, he's seen his rates increase by 45% more per kilowatt hour, and the global adjustment rate alone has increased by 117%. So let's not try to cripple small business. Mike's rising electricity bills do not support this small business. Another question is, what will Bill 105 do for small business owners who are forced to pay for inadequate WSIB coverage in addition to the private insurance they already had? I went to talk to a particular business owner, Barco Industrial Supplies in Chatham. The owner and the manager of the Chatham store, John Barry, was explaining to me that in addition to, you know, he has his own insurance, but that's not enough. He now has to pay additional WSIB for people, for himself as well as for his employees. It's killing small business. This particular company, by the way, Speaker, offers a wide variety of industrial products, including everything from machinery to janitorial supplies. Another question, what will Bill 105 do to reduce the burden brought on by the College of Trades tax? College of Trades will drive up the cost of a host of services, including anything from getting a haircut to having a car serviced or even a home renovation. The Ontario College of Trades is imposing a variety of new annual memberships, yet offer no benefit or say how the college is run. For some tradespeople, these fees represent a 500% increase. And I see, you know, Speaker, as I was coming into my seat, I looked up behind me, and there are a number of tradespeople here, unionized tradespeople, and I'm sure that they have a number of tickets, and I'm sure that they're also paying a whole lot more for their tickets today than they were last year. Here's just a few examples of some of the annual increases. Apprentices, tradespersons, and journeyperson candidates are now paying $60 a year. Journey persons are now paying $120 a year. Employers and sponsors another $120. And of course, you know, we keep in mind that on top of all of these increase in fees, there is HST being applied to it. So what the HST was being paid for before, now it's a tax on a tax. And to me, that doesn't make any sense. Also, Speaker, some of the trades workers previously paid $60 for 3 years. Now they pay $120 every year. That's a 500% increase in their fees. And that's not fair for these people behind me or anyone else involved in the trades. You know, you talk about hairdressers. Now they're paying $120 a year to the College of Trades. You know, I remember I was talking with a barber in my riding. He came up to me. He said, "Rick, you're not going to believe what happened." He said, "I'm in my barber shop. I have some customers in my barber shop, and these people from the College of Trades came in. I call them the trades cops. Came in and actually embarrassed him. While he was in the middle of giving a haircut. I wouldn't want to have been the next person in the chair. That's for sure." Another question is, what will Bill 105 do to support small businesses looking to hire on more apprentices? Our government should be doing everything it can to make it easier for qualified young Ontarians to enter the skilled trades. Many businesses provide an opportunity for new tradespeople to learn their craft. Well, my colleague, the member from Simcoe North, tabled a bill which sought to modernize Ontario's antiquated apprenticeship system and create over 200,000 new jobs, in this province by reducing the ratio of journeyman apprentices to 1-to-1. The Liberals and the NDP voted against that bill. Yes, the propped-up coalition is still alive and well. They say one thing, but they do the opposite. Trust me, Speaker, this is not in the best interest of people looking for work and not in the best interest of small business. But before the bill was up for a second reading, I talked to some other local businesses about the issue. One constituent I spoke to was Brian Wright of Wright Electric in Chatham. Wright's Electric has been in my city for a good long time, 64 years as a matter of fact. They employ 13 people at the moment. They know the community, they know the industry. When I asked him for his opinion on getting the apprenticeship ratios down to 1-to-1, he told me, "Rick, that's a very impressive idea." He told me there are people in our community who could get jobs if this regulation was changed. Further, he said if the legislation remained the same, these same people would not get a chance at a job. Brian finished our chat by saying, "The people in the industry want this. It's what's good for job creation, it's good for students, and it's good for the public." Sadly, the Liberal government was not listening to the needs of small businesses and students desperately looking to find work. Now, these are just a few examples of the hurting small businesses in my riding of Chatham-Kent-Essex. And I'm sure that every member in this House can tell you similar stories from worried business owners in their own ridings. And yet we see a Liberal government that is so incredibly out of touch with the reality that the people of Ontario live in that they can actually parade this bill as if it were going to really save small businesses, given all of the issues in the Chatham-Kent-Essex area that our people are facing. Not to mention businesses across the province. How can we treat this bill as a real solution? One light piece of legislation does not fix this government's disastrous approach to job creation. I've met with countless small business owners all over my riding. I've heard the same thing over and over again in Chatham, Wheatley, Blenheim, Highgate, Ridgetown, Erio, Tilbury, and Leamington. They can no longer afford to do business under this Liberal government. They also cannot afford to wait. Many business owners in my riding operate month to month, just trying to pay the bills, let alone make a profit or hire folks in the community. They need a sense of hope now. These small business owners cannot wait around yet another year to hear from another panel or have another study group which will tell Premier Wynne that her ideas for job creation are. They need action today. For the sake of small business owners of Chatham-Kent-Essex and all the constituents who depend on these people for employment or to enrich our community, I truly hope that this government has an actual plan to create jobs in Ontario. My constituents, Speaker, cannot wait any longer. You know, this Liberal government doesn't have a plan to truly help small businesses across the province. Get out of the way, because the PCs will step up to the plate and help these struggling owners and their employees. We'll free small businesses from the tax and the red tape burden that this government has placed upon them so that they can stay in business, prosper, and create good, honest jobs that the people of Chatham-Kent-Essex are ready to fill. Good, honest jobs that everyone in this House, if they really get behind their small business owners in their own ridings, they'll realize, they'll see, they'll understand that these people are the driving force for our economy today. They provide true, solid jobs. Why do we play punish the small businesses. It's not right. It's not the right thing, you know, to play on them and create unnecessary burden. I say we need to get this bill passed, get it into committee, where then we can amend it to death. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Questions and comments?